Hey guys, it's your favorite Unc here. Go ahead and click that subscribe button below so you don't miss a single episode of Nightcap. That button right here. Come for the sports, stay for the stories. Mike McCarthy tenure with the Dallas Cowboys came to an end, in part because he couldn't agree to terms on the new contract. But it hadn't been clear until now exactly what the difference was between the two sides. Per ESPN's Todd Archer, Jerry Jones didn't waver on the offer of 3 years, while McCarthy was seeking a 5-year deal. Jerry's actions and some of his comments seem to suggest he's not interested in playing the top-tier market money for a head coach. He didn't make things any better by saying that Brian Schottenheimer introductory press conference as the new Cowboys head coach that was a bigger risk as you can take. No, Schottenheimer was able to negotiate a 4-year deal from Jones to get the job. But the question is, Ocho, here is the question. Years for me is unimportant.
Right.
Money what matter.
Right.
Okay. Mike McCarthy wanted a 5-year deal.
Right.
Jerry wanted to give him a 3-year deal. But in the process of the 3-year deal, how much is the money worth? If I get Ocho, if you say, well, Shannon, I'll give you a 5-year deal, but I'm only going to give you $3.5 million a year. Or I'll give you a 3-year deal, considering Mike McCarthy is going to want somewhere between $7 and $10 million. Jerry doesn't want to go there.
Right.
So he split the difference with Brian Schottenheimer, but even in the 4-year deal, he probably paid less than what he's going to give Mike McCarthy in a 3-year deal. Because like he said, there's risk involved. Anytime there's risk involved, Ocho, what? I got to mitigate some of that risk financially.
Well, obviously,
what are you thinking?
I don't think you want to mitigate the risk with the person being the leader of men, not the head coach. That's where you want to mitigate the risk. If you want to mitigate the risk, you do it at other positions. You already mitigated the shit when Derrick Henry should have been there in the first place. The risk you need to take, you're not taking. And the risk you need to take, you're not taking either, especially with the head coach.
Yeah.
Obviously, what you're telling me is you don't believe in me. Anytime you don't want a player, anytime you don't want to pay a player, what is that telling that player? You know, we don't see value in you. Okay, you don't want to pay Mike McCarthy. What are you telling Mike McCarthy? He wants a 5-year deal. You say no. No, he wants a 5-year deal. You say a 3-year deal. So you want to undermine the man, basically let him know you feel the same way other owners feel about certain players, that they don't see value or feel that they can get the job done. Because if you felt Mike McCarthy get the job done, you want what, 3, 4, 5? It don't matter what you want. Here, matter of fact, we're going to give you a blank check. Do what you need to do. That's basically letting me know Jerry doesn't even feel confident enough about his team, regardless to who he brings in there. I ain't paying him anyway because I don't think we have a team adequate enough to compete at a level where I need to be paying a coach top dollar.
Well, he doesn't feel he needs to pay top dollar. Why? Because he's the Cowboy. It's the Cowboys.
But that's another problem.
That's always been the problem. If you go back and study it, Ocho, everybody has said, and Jerry has said, he doesn't feel you should give him a discount, just like he believes all the players should give him a discount. Why? Because that's the Dallas Cowboys. That's how he feels. He's made that abundantly clear.
It's not working, huh? You can't live on the past, huh? I mean, Jerry Jones is basically Al Bundy. Jerry Jones is basically Al Bundy, Polk High School. I scored 3 touchdowns in one game. That's all it is. You won Super Bowls back in the 90s. It's 2025. We're still living off what you did all the way back then. Jerry Jones is basically Al Bundy. All over again. In reality. I feel sorry for the fans. I feel sorry for the players.
Ocho.
It's not fair.
Change comes about 2 different ways. Someone wants to change or someone is forced to change.
Well, you're not forcing him. That ain't happening. You're not forcing no owner to do nothing. That ain't
Guess
happening.
why? Ocho, why would I change anything and I'm still the most profitable franchise in the NFL?
Because you want to
Change for
win.
what?
You want to win.
What if I win? Am I gonna get more? So I'm making 300 million now. You tell me if I win, I'm gonna get 400 million?
Absolutely. Everything
No.
increases. If your brand is already what your brand is and you're not winning, imagine what happens if you do win.
Let me ask you a question. Are the Chiefs winning getting 400 million for winning? No.
No.
So Jerry doesn't see
even with the winning though, Unc, even with the winning, the Chiefs brand will never be anything like the Cowboys. Historically, never. They can win 10. The Cowboys will win.
And guess who else knows that? Jerry.
Oh,
so he says, even if I don't win, my brand's still gonna be 10 times bigger than y'all.
Yeah, I see what you mean. But I'm looking at it from a different perspective. If I'm Jerry Jones, I'm talking about me. Now, hell, you let me own the goddamn Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to be operating and copying everything I see Jeffrey Lurie do, everything I see Harry Roseman do. I'm paying attention. This is a copycat league when it comes to head coaches taking plays from other teams when they get ready to play a team and they see things that worked on them. Okay, I see how Harry Roseman does this. Okay, I see how he gets these acquisitions. I see how he drafts. So I'm gonna copycat that and put together my own team, getting the right pieces, understanding what I need, what works for what. Okay, this fits here. Okay, that fits here. But why not do that instead of worrying about a brand? And just because your brand is strong, historically strong, and will always be strong, how about be the businessman that you are and find ways to continue making more money, even more than you're making now?
But here's the thing, Ocho. If I pay top dollar, that comes out of, because what I want to do is I want to decrease cost in any business. The objective is to decrease costs and increase profitability. That's it. I want to spend less while making more.
That doesn't work in football, Unc. That doesn't work in football.
You notice I didn't say anything about winning.
It happens every so often in baseball. You know that, right?
Yes.
Every so often, for some reason, the team that has
you get the Kansas City Royals to get up there, or you get a team like the Marlins
back then in '97.
Yeah, and in 2000, I think in 2003 also. So you'll get a team, Ocho. You'll get a team, like you said, the A's go into the playoffs where they spent very little, but in business, cost, profit margins.
Right.
I need cost to be here. I need profit to be up there. Ocho, if I'm paying $10, $15 million for a head coach, then I got to have all these other coaches. Remember, it's reported that Jerry wanted to cut some of the coaching staff because I want profit margins to be high. That's how businesses operate. Jerry, and you would think, man, but here's the thing. I want to be in a situation where I can win a championship. Jerry has foregone that. Jerry does not want to win a championship. He does. Let me take that back. Jerry wants to win, but I want to win my way. See, I would rather lose my way than win somebody else's.
Right.
You see, Ocho? So that's where Jerry is with his thinking. He's like, Ocho, understand, why pay a coach $10 million, $15 million when I can pay one $5 million because I know there's only one of 32. He's very fortunate to have this opportunity. I'm going to make $300 million whether I got a $5 million coach or I got a $20 million coach. Right. That does not change.
Jerry Jones is operating with outdated software in a new era, in a new age.
Yes.
Everybody else on iPhones and Jerry using the beeper.
Yeah.
Everybody else using the Android in the NFL. All the other owners using the Android.
You mean the iPhone?
I'm just saying, Android, iPhone. I was using another analogy.
Okay.
Jerry using a sidekick. Yeah. Outdated. Everything he's doing is outdated.
Yes.
And the results are showing up year in and year out. Matter of fact, the results have been the same for the past, 27, 30-some years.
Boost Mobile is now legit nationwide 5G network. So I have to take a break from all the jokes here for just a second and put my serious voice on, because I would never ever joke about a 5G network that has invested billions in building 5G towers across the country. Not even once. Not even if Mr. Boost Mobile himself asked me to. There's nothing funny about it. Boost Mobile is now a legit nationwide 5G network and also provide coverage across 99% of America. Seriously, visit boostmobile.com or your nearest Boost Mobile store location to learn more. Boost Mobile Network, together with our roaming partners, covers 99% of the U.S. population. 5G speed, not available in all areas. Ocho, look at the business model with Chick-fil-A. Whether they're in a stadium, whether they're in an airport, what is the one thing that happens? They're closed on Sunday. They don't lose any more business. People are like, well, if y'all not going to open on Sunday, I ain't going to come on Saturday.
Honestly, shouldn't nobody be eating Chick-fil-A anyway?
I don't know what they should be eating, but I'm just trying to give you an example. So Jerry is saying, Jerry wants to win his way.
Yeah.
I would rather lose my way than win someone else's. Okay, how many times we see that?
Yeah.
You see that in a relationship. You know what you need to do to save it. But somebody else recommended that. That's not my original idea. That's not my thought. So since I didn't come up with it, the hell with it. That's what Jerry is saying. Jerry's felt this way. Everybody knows it. Jerry even knows it. That's why he fired Jimmy. Can't have somebody getting all this credit. Like he said, he bought this occupation. Can't tell me how to do. How you gonna pay all that money for a house and somebody tell you if you stack boxes up in your house, that's my ish. How you gonna tell me, come on, Ocho, take the trash out. Come on, Ocho, don't wear your shoes in the house. Come on, Ocho, get the dishes out the sink. Come on, Ocho, now you know better. You're gonna be like, who took those hits? Who's working all these jobs? Who's running from pillar to pole? You. And you think you're going to tell me? So Jerry said, who bought this team? Who mortgaged this? That's how he thinks. And unfortunately, he's not going to win because of it. Because he thinks he knows. See, Jerry is under the premise he's the smartest guy in the room. And nobody's going to tell him.
If he's the smartest guy in the room, then he's in the wrong room.
Yeah.
He's in the wrong room.
I built the room though, Ocho.
That was a good one.
I built the room, Ocho.
That was a good one.
And that's the thing. You and I'm under the operation. I go somewhere. Hey, I don't want to be the smartest guy. I need somebody to be able to protect my blind spots. I don't know how you operate a car with no mirrors. There's one rear view, side. There's a reason. They protect your blind spots. Because if you have to do this all the time, you might slam in the back of somebody. But if you look at it, take a quick glance, or you look at the side, damn, somebody can't get over there right now. Because now they got the sensors you see in your mirror. Oh, can't do that. Somebody's right there. But that's not how Jerry operates. Jerry's had monetary success. Because think of it, when Jerry purchased this team, Ocho, he wasn't a billionaire.
No.
Now he's many, many times over that. Man, Ocho, man, it's hard to tell somebody something different when they've had success doing it that way.
Right.
How you tell somebody, girl, you need to start. A young lady making $300,000 a year, exotic dancer, or somebody making $2-3 million a year, OnlyFans. How you get them to stop, Ocho?
Like a drug.
Hard. Huh? Yeah, you're right. That life good. That's exactly right. So you have a problem with him not paying or him trying to always undermine his coaches. What's Ocho's biggest issue with Jerry Jones?
But just undermining. Obviously, listen, when it's time to play the players, you already pay the players late. You play them late. They miss training camp. They miss mini camp. They always come in 2 weeks before the season get ready to start. Fortunate enough, CeeDee Lamb didn't get hurt until later on in the season. When it was time for Dak to get paid, you waited for Dak. When it was time for Ezekiel Elliott to get paid, he and Cabo working out in Cabo in the goddamn sand instead of being in training camp, getting ready for the season with his teammates. Everything is always long and drawn out to keep the attention focused on the Cowboys. If you're serious about winning, if you're serious about competing, especially for a Lombardi trophy, which you haven't shown in 30-some years, however long it's been, and why do you think Michael Parsons came out and said what he said in the middle of the season, or maybe sometime toward the end of the season? Let's get something to the fact of getting paid early so I could be
Let's get this thing done. Yeah.
Let's get it done so I could be at everything. That's letting you know. The player shouldn't have to say that. The player shouldn't have to be one saying that. You should be the one to take onus and want to have everybody in if you're serious about competing or trying to win or changing and making sure this season coming up doesn't look like last season. I mean, that's all. And then, undermining the coaches, and it's ridiculous. I want him to run the business. I want him to make his money. But the Cowboys fans, they deserve it. The players deserve it. For him to run it like the Hunts, for him to run that show like the Rooneys, for him to run that show like who owns the Hunts, the Rooneys?
Hunts own the Chiefs, the Rooneys own the Steelers.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Like Howie.
Jeffrey Lurie owns the Eagles, but Howie Roseman. Ocho, do people realize?
Do you see how they run that ship over there, man? They've been 3 years. How many times did Jalen?
2 times. They've been to the Super Bowl twice in 3 years.
Twice in 3 years, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Twice in 3 years. Look at how they navigate and operate everything.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the players they need, understanding. Matter of fact, the team is young.
Yeah.
The team was old the first time they went to the Super Bowl. It looked like almost everybody is gone. Almost everybody is gone. The defense is completely revamped.
Yeah.
And they right back again.
Mm-hmm.
They right back again for a reason.
Yep.
Success, it starts at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And it trickles on down. It starts with Jerry. Until he changes the way he operates, it's going to always be the same.
But Jerry can't admit when he's wrong. You see, check this out, Ocho. You remember when Chip Kelly came? Jeffrey Lurie demoted Howie Roseman, turned everything over to Chip. Couple of years, he gets rid of Chip, bring Howie Roseman back, admitted he made a mistake.
Yeah.
Now look at it. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, N'Kobe Dean, the defensive end from Georgia, Saquon, drafting Jalen Hurts when you just gave all that money to Carson Wentz, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, re-signed Lane Johnson, Landon Dixon, Mailata. That's not an accident, Ocho. They let Gardner Johnson go. They bring him back.
Right.
The Cooper DeJohn, Mitchell, Blankenship. That's not an accident. Jerry never admit he's wrong. He'll never admit that he was wrong in firing Jimmy. Never. But it is what it is now.